Então tá. Uh, Hello. Uh, this is my first video I've ever made in my life for YouTube, for anything really. So this is the first time I'm actually just sitting in front of my computer and I'm actually talking to the microphone, and I'm actually meaning to do something with that instead of just talking to myself like I usually do. So I mean, I suppose I should introduce myself. My name is Pedro. I am from Brazil. I am 22 years old. From the south of Brazil, actually. I'm from Rio Grande do Sul, which is the southernmost state of Brazil. So very much the south of Brazil. So South America, you know. Obviously, that means I speak Portuguese, but as you can see, I am speaking uh, English right now, and I can speak English pretty well, enough so to save my life. So, I'm basically gonna be making this YouTube channel for the purposes of discussing politics, of discussing philosophy, of discussing whatever comes to mind. Though I'll also be normally just to occupy my mind and to get something going in my mind. I'll be I'll be doing something else. Normally playing a simple game, or just wasting my time looking around the internet and then searching around and stuff. So that's something I'll be doing. So that's gonna be my modus operandi in general. I'm just gonna be sitting here and talking to the screen. No problem with that. And therefore, well, I suppose I should pick something to start talking about. One political subject in general. I hope there's something like that in the internet that I can just go. Let's say um, going on the internet, right? Let's make it even better. Make it a let's see a random political topic. Let's see if there's a generator here. Political debate topics. Perfect. U.S. Okay, makes sense. Could World War I have been prevented? I don't know. Uh, is there a random one? Can I randomize? Random political rhetoric? I don't know. Oh no, this is ridiculous. Speech topics generator. Let's see. Yes, vomiting. Circumcision. Yes, of course. Very good topics. Stuff that, oof, the stuff of legends. Perfect. Oh my god. Well, this is embarrassing. Well, whatever then. I'm gonna randomize one in my fucking head. It's easier, I think. I'm just gonna go ahead and go with whatever then. I suppose I should give myself an introduction then instead, rather than actually picking a topic and just talking about it. I suppose that works just as well. So essentially, I'm a undergraduate in international relations. I have already finished my studies, though I am waiting on the diploma. My graduation is later on this year in March. So uh, I'm therefore basically waiting to officially become a, you know an undergraduate in international relations. So basically that means that I studied stuff like political philosophy. I studied sociology a little bit, anthropology very little, but I did. The theories in international relations. I study international politics. I studied economics, quite a bit of it. Um, Due to the place I studied at, I also studied a lot of marketing, but I'm gonna be honest, I don't really like that subject. I don't really think I have much to say about that. That plenty of people can say much better, but at the same time, when it comes to politics, well, anybody with two brain cells to rub together, they can just at any time just go ahead and start talking about politics. And I mean, just go on YouTube, just go on streams. You can see people spouting some absolute crap, like very low level, very low intellect conversations, just people spouting bullshit, talking about stuff that literally their feelings, not nothing to do with the reality of the situation. Which I mean, it's fine to be talking about your feelings. I mean, especially when just talking about subjective topics. But another thing is to be talking about very substantive topics and issues, and just out of nowhere be talking about like, oh, I feel that this is bad, instead of actually providing an argument for that, or providing anything substantive to add to the conversation. Just some bullshit, basically. So that's something I will be trying to do. I will be trying to avoid speaking merely from feelings, um, though I will be speaking from principles, and I hope to show my principles uh, through these videos, through conversations online, and I'm gonna have, hopefully I'm gonna have my friends here conversating with me as well, so that I can be I can be showcasing different points of view. Though with my friends, normally they're gaming, so I'm gonna be honest. The only other more politically active friend I have is very much in agreement with me on most issues. So I guess it would be a little bit of just him echoing my sentiments, but still, there can be some interesting political discussion in there. There's something that we can talk about there, and relaying each other's thoughts to each other, really. Um, with that said, my political views, I suppose. I guess we can start with that. Well, essentially, I'm a person that's very much in favor uh, of leftist politics. I'm a person that is very much in favor of progressive policies. So, for example, and I'm gonna be talking in this channel about issues relating to international politics. I'm gonna be talking about issues relating to U.S. politics, mostly because right now there is the good old uh, presidential election going to happen later this year. The Democratic primaries are going to start very soon. I mean, February we're going to have the first voting in Iowa, so there's that. And also I'm going to be talking about Brazil, but I'm going to be honest here. Since I'll be talking in English, I'm not going to be addressing anything but the United States for the most part, because that's the most relevant right now because of the primaries and the election. But also, it's a lot more important to be discussing the country that is essentially the leader of the Western world currently in a lot of aspects. So, I mean, Brazil is important. It's where I live, and I think that there is something to be said about how my country is going to be. Uh, Both Brazil and the United States have been undergoing very similar situations, particularly regarding the elections we have had. Like, just how we had a situation where a corrupt establishment got uh, substituted by a more authoritarian leaning, a more fascistic leader, in spite of a maybe not necessarily leftist, but to the left of that person's uh, to the replacing different political parties. So in the United States, we had the Democrats being replaced, and in Brazil we have the Workers' Party, the Partido dos Trabalhadores, being replaced by uh, Bolsonaro, really, and his lackeys, rather than I mean, it's not necessarily a political party because the political party is currently affiliated to, which is the Social Liberal Party. They're in the process of breaking up so that Bolsonaro can make his own party with his own people, basically. We're gonna see how that will go. But in any case, um, therefore, I'm gonna be talking about in general uh, U.S. politics for the beginning of this channel. But I'll be talking about issues. I'll be talking about my views on the issues. I'm gonna be talking about how I feel about these issues. I'm gonna be talking about a lot about other people and what they have been showing how their views to be. I suppose if I had to, you know what? I'm gonna outright come and say that Vosh is a streamer and a YouTuber who's a person that I feel uh, is the one that silently encouraged me towards doing this because he's showing a very different side of leftist politics and rhetoric and philosophy and even ideology that I haven't been able to see a lot in leftism in general. So what I end up seeing is like people who have stronger rhetoric and people who are more willing to throw down in debates and get things done, rhetorically speaking, they're generally in the right. They're generally right wingers, and that's because normally right wingers have less of an issue talking about passionate things and seemingly be talking from a place of strength and from a place of knowing the facts, knowing the logic, knowing the situation. So, for example, you're going to see a right winger talk about how the white population in America is decreasing and how that's such a horrible thing. They will provide really not anything with regards to arguments that make any sense. And usually, what little arguments they will provide, they're mostly founded in like some kind of racist or bigoted rhetoric or point of view that they have, but they might be, say, a little bit squeamish about showing off. Like they might be a little bit more reserved about just coming out and saying, "Oh, I am a racist." But they will be showing and they will be having very racist rhetoric. So that's something to watch out for. That's something to be on guard for. So that's something I'm going to be addressing, and I'm going to be showing my point of view. I'm going to be talking about what I think is important. I'm going to be talking about different people. I'm going to be talking about different figures, what I think about them, what I think about the things they've been saying, whether I agree with them, where I think they're full of bullshit, and so on and so forth. So I suppose for an introduction, 13 minutes. Well, with that said, I have a good introduction going on here, and I believe I can get on with starting to actually talk about more substantive issues now, rather than just explaining what I'm all about right now, right? So with that said, I think I'm gonna start very soon producing videos, very soon producing content, and it's gonna be very much without script. I'm gonna do it in a very Vosh way, like just literally sitting down in front of the computer and thinking about something. I see something happening, and therefore I'm gonna talk about it, and I'm gonna discuss it. I'm possibly gonna be playing a video game while doing it. Um, I'm gonna see about that. It might become a bit of a gaming channel as well because I'm a gamer. Gamers rise up. I'm a gamer. I'm a person that wastes my time with video games, and therefore, a lot of the time I'm just literally sitting down and playing video games in front of the computer. Like most of the day, I spend in front of the computer, so I might as well just do something productive with my time, and therefore go ahead and talk to the computer screen and get something done with regards to politics. I mean, it is a harrowing thing that we are seeing right wingers become so prolific on the internet and essentially go unchallenged because the media, because the leftists there are on the internet are generally spineless. They're generally very bad at getting their points across. They have terrible optics. They don't know what they're talking about, and a lot of the time they're prone to just buying slogans, buying stupid policies, buying stupid ideas, and just sticking with them as if that's what makes leftism, and just going down with the ship when it all comes crashing down. That it's a terrible idea to go with that. Like for example, we had for a long time, and I think it's still a thing, but it's been toned down a little bit, in my feeling. Um, and I think that's really what's been going on recently. Identity politics, like for example, just shutting down conversations, shutting down discussions because the person saying this is white, and therefore they don't know what they're talking about. They can't be talking about black issues because they're white, or stuff like that. I find that to be so fucking stupid. I find it to be ridiculous that you can have rhetoric, we can have a political discussion, and be shut down simply because I don't know, you don't conform to a certain identity. I find it to be so unbelievably stupid, and you know what? I am very glad that it's something that's been dying out, especially after the right has gained so much in politics recently, and I think that's shown to people that we better be addressing things that are actually important rather than just masturbating and looking at stupid shit like that and addressing absolutely mind-numbingly stupid issues like that instead of addressing actual substantive issues. So with that said, I think that's my introduction over and done with. 70 minutes, I think that's pretty good, and that's about it. I hope uh, I will be talking about things that are important to my viewers. I hope to become more of a figure that that people rely on, that people look up to, that people look towards for guidance and thinking about politics. And I hope that I can help build a healthier balance in politics and avoid just being partisan and just talking about how I mean, I'm gonna have biases against certain parties, obviously, but I'm gonna try to avoid being too divisive in the sense of just saying that, for example, all Trump supporters, all Trump voters, they they're racists. I mean, I don't necessarily disagree with that, but I think that it's not productive to just go around and saying that when they compose, say, around 48% of the American electorate. That means what, 100 million people or something. Sorry, no. It's 100 million people is like the total of the electorate, but it's something like 50 million people voted for Trump, and then you just go and say, oh, they're all racists. I mean, they're racist enabling to say the very least, but still, I don't think that's the best way to approach the situation. So with that said, that's how I'm going to be addressing issues. So well, welcome to the channel. I hope you enjoy. I hope you like my content, and you know what? I'm going to be very open in the comments. Whoever wants to have a conversation, I am totally willing to have you on Discord to conversate with me. I'm totally willing to have debates. I'm totally willing to answer comments and have productive conversations. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful night, and I'll see you in my videos.